I was almost thinking about trying to play some other MMOs, but then I really thought about it, and I was just like, why? I don't really have time to play MMOs, man. So why am I trying to push myself to play those games? So it's gotten to the point where I'm just, I've been mainly thinking about just playing some single player games so I can do reviews on them and stuff for the channel. Sometimes this game makes me want to like replay Elden Ring again, because I want to play like a game with a challenge. That's like the main reason why I'm losing interest in this game. It's just, it's too easy. There's nothing really challenging unless I, you know, like just seek that out. Like if I actually fought things, maybe my gear level or something, or probably did some boss fights. But I'm not interested in doing that. I really want to get the HP potion. So like that's been my main focus. And I'm bored, man. I wish there was other ways to get the HP potion. Like if this, if there was a way to set my quest for getting the HP potion to kill any kind of mob. I don't know. I know that's just not realistic, but I don't know. I wish there was more variety in like in the type of gameplay you could do if you're like trying to get a goal. Because this game is like a big sandbox. It's a big sandbox game, and it's really awesome for what it delivers when you first start playing it. But when you get to end game, you start to just do the same shit over and over, and it gets boring. So it's like the big appeal of this entire game is the open world exploration, but then it kind of goes away the moment that you level up too much. Then it starts to become about goals that you want to reach, like if you want to get the Pegasus, or if you want to upgrade your gear, or you know, shit like that. So then you'll tend to just stick in the same areas over and over, grinding the same mobs for hours and 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 it gets tiring. This looks good. Yeah, this is a good game. I recommend it. If you never played it, like, yeah, I highly recommend it, because you'll sink in thousands of hours easy. But like I said, it becomes an epic grind once you get to end game. That's the problem with most open world games. They find it hard to stay interesting. Yeah, I mean, even Elden Ring got boring after a while, but I feel like at least I can go back to Elden Ring and still, like, it'll feel like a new game to me, since I took a long break. Like, I haven't played in, like, I don't know, almost a year. I mean, it hasn't really been out for a year yet, but it's been, what, like 6 months? So I feel like I kind of already forgot a lot of the game, so I can go back to it and feel refreshed. And plus the challenge is what really makes it special. The thing that just kind of bores me of this game is just there's no challenge when it comes to like just grinding and stuff. Like it's always this. You see, like, you just easily kill everything, move on to the next group, go kill those. And every mission that you're trying to achieve is always like kill 3,000, kill 5,000, kill 10,000. It's like, man, it's just like the game just forces you into basically an epic fucking grind. If it was like kill 500, then I would be like, all right, I can kill 500, then I can move on with my life. But fuck, like 3,000 of them, like, I don't want to kill 3,000 of these motherfuckers. I'm tired of these guys. Playing Cyberpunk again. The story is amazing. You know, yeah, I actually was thinking about going back to Cyberpunk, but I was actually waiting until the new expansion comes out. But yeah, like, that's exactly what I mean. Like, you can go back to an old open world single player game and have a great time, because then you can play it the way you want. Also, the biggest thing that I love about single player games is that you can mod it and you can cheat. So you can add like extra ways to play. So that's what makes it a lot more interesting. Like right now I've been playing a lot of Stalker, and it's been such an awesome game, man. Like with the mods and all that stuff that I installed, and now like I saw about this mod called Gamma that I've been recommended a lot on TikTok, because I've been making a bunch of clips on it. And now I wanna play the Gamma mod, but I kind of wanted to finish my playthrough first before I installed another whole mod set. So like that's basically like almost playing a brand new game, you know? Like I finished the game and then I play it again with a brand new mod set, and it's like almost like a completely different game. Not exactly a different game, but you know what I mean. Like it just feels like a different experience. So that's what really makes those kind of games special. Like Skyrim. I mean, Skyrim was popular for what? I mean, the game has been out for forever. Like I don't even know how long. Like I feel like it's been like 20 years, even though it probably hasn't been 20 years. But it's been a long ass time, and that game is still popular today. People still play it because of mods. Definitely not for the base game. Nobody's playing it for that shit. The base game is like buggy as fuck and like, has too much like dumb shit. I feel like that game would have been dead on arrival if it would have been like lasted for maybe a month and then people would have forgot about it if it wasn't for mods. My favorite Elder Scrolls game was definitely Oblivion. Before that, I played Morrowind, and the thing that was really disappointing about Morrowind was that it was too much of a rock paper scissors freaking RPG shit. Like, so that's what kind of drove me away. But then I installed a mod that made it so that it was more like Oblivion, where if you strike with your sword, you hit the thing. Like there's no mischance or any of that stupid RPG crap. So that's what made the game feel better for me. Like I actually enjoyed myself, and that's what made me want to play it. So if it wasn't for a mod, like I wouldn't have played that shit either. And I still didn't finish that game. I didn't I just lost focus. I started playing other games. But I want to go back and play that. But Morrowind was pretty badass, and then Oblivion had really good story. I don't remember if I don't think Morrowind had voice acting at all. So that's probably the main reason why I didn't really give it too much of a chance. But the biggest thing that I was so impressed with the Morrowind was the water graphics. I remember like playing it on the Xbox, and like I was looking at the water mesmerized, and then I played it recently and I looked at the water and I'm like, wow, this is fucking ugly. I can't believe like I actually like was so obsessed with the water graphics. It's pretty funny. That's why I want to go back. I want to play a bunch of old games now. Like I want to go back and play like GoldenEye, 007. I want to play the fucking Metroid games, like Prime and all that shit. Like I just want to play a bunch of old games and just do reviews on all of them and see why I liked them so much when I was a kid. Because I know for sure GoldenEye, the controls are fucking horrible. Like that's the biggest thing. Like the controls were ass because there was no second joystick. There was just one. So like you're aiming and moving with the same joystick. It was pretty horrible. But we made it work because that's all we knew back in the day, you know? But then there's been mods that have been released on the PC emulation side that have made it so that you could use a mouse and keyboard on GoldenEye and also on Perfect Dark and all that shit. So like I wanted to try those too and see how that is, because that would be pretty awesome. When I first played the original Metal Gear, I used to think the graphics, yeah, me too. Me too. Yeah, like especially the cinematic like point of views where they zoom in on the characters and stuff. It was like, whoa, this is fucking next generation shit. But you look at it today and they just look like paper cutouts out of a magazine. You know, like it's just the graphics are so bad. But I still respect it because the cinematic view of what it was, you know, trying to do. It was trying to like basically make a movie out of it, and it was pretty badass. Kojima did good with that, and that's why I was always following Kojima through like all the stuff he was doing, because I knew he was only gonna make bangers, you know, like every single time he made a game it was always a banger. So that's why I was excited when he got his own studio and he got out of that stupid fucking Konami. But too bad, you know, Death Stranding wasn't really that good. I was really disappointed with that game, especially the story. I thought it was fucking horrible. It was the dumbest shit ever. And like especially the ending, oh my god, like there was just so much dumb shit in the game. Like it was very anime, which I guess, you know, he is Japanese, so it was very anime. But at the same time it was just like, man, you could have told the story a little bit better, because this is just like convoluted bullshit. Especially like having to, like, why the fuck would Sam want to like save save the world or connect the world or whatever the fuck with Wi-Fi, if like he truly shows all the time that he doesn't give a single fuck about anybody and he's only just working for money and that's it. So like I don't get the whole premise behind that whole shit, but whatever. Like, what's his real goal, you know? So that was like one of the main things that just kind of made me go, I don't really care for this character, I don't care for this world, whatever. It's all bullshit. But when it comes to like Kojima games, I think my favorite Metal Gear was definitely 5. 100%. 5 was awesome. I don't remember much about 4, but I enjoyed 4 also. 2 was badass because I remember like the intro of Snake going onto like onto the ship and stuff. Like, I don't know, there was just something so badass about that intro. I don't really remember much about it. I'll have to play it again. But Metal Gear Solid 5 was definitely my all-time favorite because I really love the sandbox feel of it. It's kind of like similar to what I felt about this game. Like, it's just, there's so much to do that it makes it like more approachable in different ways and stuff. Like I was fine with doing missions over and over to see like a different way of approaching it, or to do it stealthy, or to maybe go crazy and kill everybody, or maybe like kill half the people but not everybody, or put them all to sleep. Like, there's just, it's so ridiculous. Like, the amount of replay value is insane. That's why I really loved Metal Gear Solid 5. And then I put that game basically on a pedestal because every single game that came out that reminded me of Metal Gear, like, I always compared it every single time. Like, recently when I was playing was it Sniper Elite 5? That was a really good game, but there was a lot of things that kind of bothered me about it, especially the controls and stuff. It felt kind of clunky compared to Metal Gear Solid 5. So like those are the things that kind of made me go, man, but it could have been like Metal Gear Solid 5, but it failed, you know? Even though it was still a good game, I still enjoyed myself a lot. Snake Eater is your favorite? I don't remember much about that one. I like the songs though. Very 007. A lot of the music was very 007. Especially like the part, I don't know, was it in that game where you're climbing up the ladder forever and then it's just like, it starts playing the song softly and it gets louder and louder? That part was pretty hilarious. And one of the most, oh, it is, okay, cool. One of the most memorable moments that I ever had with Metal Gear Solid was Psycho Mantis in the first game. That shit was so badass. When he starts like controlling your shit and then like your codex goes crazy and then it's like the game looks like it's like gonna crash and shit. Like, that was so fucking cool. I really love that. It was similar to what they did with Batman, the Batman game. I forgot. Oh, it's, yeah, Arkham Asylum. That was the one. That Scarecrow, he puts you through all this weird shit. But right away, that was reminding me of Metal Gear Solid, so I was like comparing it to Metal Gear Solid. So that's another game that I was comparing shit to. Yeah, but Metal Gear Solid is probably one of the best, my all-time favorite series. It's just, there's so much good. Like, the entire series is worth playing. I really wish that they would remake the first game, turn it into like, you know, Metal Gear Solid 5. But then again, now that I'm saying that, I forgot Kojima doesn't own the Metal Gear Solid series anymore, so that would be Konami, and I don't want to support Konami at all. So if they were to make a remake, I wouldn't even buy it. I'll find another way to get it, but I'm not gonna buy it. No, not from them. Guild Wars? Oh yeah, I played Guild Wars 1, and then also Guild Wars 2. I built my second computer, or my first computer. I built it for that game. I was so hyped. There was like a year before the game came out, and I was already building the computer, like getting ready. And yeah, that was like probably the most hyped game I've ever like was ready for, you know, because I was doing so much research. I was constantly watching like every dev update and all the stuff. Like, I was super hyped. I'm so glad that the game was actually good, because if it was a failure, man, I would have been so fucking disappointed. Because like I can't say that Guild Wars was bad at any point. Like it was definitely at launch it was good, and then it got better over time. So like they did a good job with Guild Wars, at least the second game. The first game I didn't really care for that much. I liked some of the biggest thing that I really liked was that you can find skills in the world, so it encouraged you to kind of like explore and stuff. I thought that was really cool, and I wish that the second game had some of that. Instead, they did this whole thing where you just gotta collect the skill points or whatever, and that was lame compared to the exploration of the first game. The combat itself was kind of a turn off for me, because it felt like a turn-based game, kind of. It's not completely, but I don't know. It felt slow. The combat felt slow to me. I didn't like that. I was deep into City of Heroes at the time, so I was just playing that. Why don't you play it? Oh, Guild Wars 2? I don't know. I got burnt out, and then also at the same time, NCSoft kind of rubbed me the wrong way when they put a copyright strike on my channel for playing City of Heroes. So that just like totally made me not want to play an NCSoft game ever again. So every time I see Guild Wars 2, I associate it with NCSoft, and it sucks because NCSoft is the publisher. They're not the developer of the game. They didn't make it. So it's kind of shitty. I wish that ArenaNet would just like leave NCSoft and I don't know, join up with fucking Microsoft or some shit. Like then I'll be like, okay, I'm gonna play Guild Wars 2 again. I know it sounds selfish, but yeah, I don't know.